Hi everybody. I know it's been a while, but we're back. The rain has been like non-stop for the past week, 10 days. I don't know how many days anymore. So I really just didn't feel like picking up the camera because I wasn't doing anything exciting. But today, we're not doing anything exciting necessarily, but we are going to castrate the 4 male piglets that we have. And I'm going to show you the tools that we use and how we set this up real quick. I'm not going to show you the actual process, but I'm going to explain it very, very well. So if you guys have pigs that you need to castrate, you will feel confident and be able to do that. Well, thank you. Okay, so the first thing that we do is I have my pig castrating knife, which is, I just use a little click off razor knife. It's sanitized and ready to go with the new blade. Trusty blue coat. We use this because it's easy to make sure you can see that the antiseptic is actually in where it belongs, where it needs to go. We have a 5-gallon bucket, which we will put the head and front legs of the piglet down in. It just helps, keeps them from thrashing, and it makes the job a little bit easier. Here we have a step stool, and then this is a homemade little frame made out of wood, obviously. I got this from another farmer friend, and he gave it to us because he's not doing pigs anymore. And we sit it here, and this just makes it really, really simple. What we'll do is we'll put the pig's head down in, and we'll keep the back legs tucked over this rail. And because I'm short stack, I can step up here and I can make sure that I get a precision cut the first time and that it's super, super easy. Pigs, you can't just put a band on them. Those that know, and those of you that may have never done it before may not know, but a male pig, here, let me see if I can show you here. Turn your butts around. Yeah, hi. Okay, I know. Oh, you're a little feisty one, aren't you? Anyways, male pigs, they attach right to the back side, okay? And they do suck them up in, so sometimes it's a little difficult. But anyways, you have to make an incision on both sides, and then you have to, I know this is gonna sound terrible and kind of cringy, but you have to reach in and kind of squeeze it out, almost as if you were popping a zit. And once you get it out, there's 2 methods, okay? You can either pull it until the cord snaps, which a lot of people like to do because then it naturally kind of kinks off that cord in there, and it naturally kinks it off, and I don't know. I don't like to do that method. What I do instead is when I get it out, the little cord there, I will just take my razor knife and slice straight off. And then immediately, once you get both sides done, you spray with the antiseptic. See, here's our little female here.
Mark them.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna need to mark them, honey. We got, well, I think we'll be able to tell. We used to mark them. We used to use just tempera paint when we had like 19 of them to do. It gets a little confusing, but this is a very manageable amount. Look at them sillies. They're not gonna be too happy with us here in a minute. If you guys have any questions about castrating pigs, leave it in the comments below. The reason that we castrate male pigs is because if you don't castrate them, there is a 20% chance to get something called boar taint. And boar taint is something that you don't want in your pork. It is going to taste nasty. Not even gamey, I don't think is quite even the word. It's just going to be very strong and taste a lot like, just hormones, I guess, if you will. There's no other way to put it because that's what it is. So anyways, with that being a 20% chance, that's pretty high when you're raising something because you want people to have a quality product. So, you have to make sure that you castrate them. So, and also the hardest, I think I got something on my camera. I can't tell. Is that any better? Anyways, the hardest one we've ever done, Cody, was Uno.
Yeah.
We were raising him. Hold on a sec. The hardest pig that we ever castrated was one that we were leaving as a boar because he was really, really nice, and we thought that he'd make a great breeding stock for somebody that was interested. But before that happened, somebody wanted him as a feeder instead. He was about 50 pounds, and they said, "Can you cut him?" And I was like, "Sure." That was a team effort. A 50-pound pig is very strong. You'd be surprised. These guys are only about 15 pounds. but they are really, really strong. Are you gonna boop? They give me boops? No? Super cute little buggers. So anyways, we are gonna go ahead and get started, and we will catch back up with you guys after it's done. Okay, we have successfully got everybody castrated. It is not a fun job. It's not hard, but it's also not fun. It's not my favorite day of the year, that's for sure. Basically, I wanted to show you the testicles. I know that sounds crazy, but again, this is a learning channel. This is a learning moment. So these are the testicles, and this is the cord that we cut. They look kind of like a chicken gizzard, and when you make the incision, you have to get through this sheath so that you can squeeze that out, pull it, and I cut it. Again, some people just rip it out. I cringe at the thought of that. I'd rather just cut it clean and let it be at that. So this is, they're all done. Here, Harley, show them. You can step up here and show them. She got red paint on the ones. That's not blood that you see. As you can see, they're all fine. They're standing. They've all been blue coated, and they're fine. And they're gonna lay down and they're gonna pout a little while and, you know, be kind of lazy for a few minutes. But by tomorrow, you won't ever know that anything even happened. It doesn't really seem to faze them. You know, they might squeal a little bit when you actually pull it out. But aside from that, it's not really that bad. Their biggest concern is, why is my head in a bucket? So that's pretty much it for that. So we'll catch up with you here in a bit. All right, so like I said, not a whole lot is going on around here this week. It has rained an awful lot. We did take our 9 pigs, feeder pigs, to the butcher, and these piglets that we just castrated, they'll be leaving after Sunday. 2 of them are going, and then 2 of them will be going the following that week, and we will have 1 male left. If anybody's looking for a feeder pig, let me know. These are, again, Mangalites of Berkshire. They're the best cross you can get. Some people might say, why do you go through all of this? Why do you do this? You know, I think it's taking responsibility for your food, for your sustenance. I think that raising your own meat means that you can care for the animal that you're going to consume. You can, son's coming on his little bike. Pit bikes. Anyways, taking control over the food that you eat is important, in my opinion. I think that, you know, again, like I was saying, you can manage the quality of care that this animal gets, and you know how it's been treated from the moment it was born until the moment that it inevitably goes to feed your family. One day I'll make a video and there won't be any life. I can't make this stuff up. This is one of the peeps that we hatched. We have more in the incubator. So cute. Which one is this? Is eggplant. This is eggplant. Everybody say hi, eggplant. There you go. Where's Zucchini?
He's in there. I'll get her.
I'll wait till he passes. Put a new exhaust on it. It's this fun little toy. Anyways, okay, so back to what I was saying. Currently, I'm on a carnivore diet, which means that I'm only eating meats and full-fat dairy. I do eat fish as well, but the fact that we are able to do this means that I know what I'm eating, and I'm taking responsibility for the proteins that I'm eating. And that's really, really important to us. It's also important to us to help, you know, feed our community. I sell eggs, if you can see the sign here. I will be selling my produce and whatnot. That it's important to me to provide a healthy, homegrown, really good source of food for people. So on that note, I've been wanting to make a video about this for probably a week to 10 days, maybe even longer than that. I'm not sure. I don't keep track. Anyways, I wanted to talk about the importance of, I guess, cancel culture. Not in the sense that we see it in social media now, because I think that's very petulant and immature, but, and I, obviously believe in freedom of speech. That's, number one. However, recently we have seen, and I'm not giving my opinion one way or another on this topic, but recently we have seen the power of the consumer's dollar and how you can totally tell a company what you think of them by the way you spend your money. And on that note, it got me thinking, we need to start as a whole showing these big companies how we feel about the food that they're feeding us, because obviously the food that they are putting into the grocery store is not good for you. Okay, honey, this is zucchini. The other one was, oh, look at her mohawk. I know. Oh, zucchini. She's not happy with me. Okay, there we go. There. Future egg layers of America. All right, go put her back. Anyways, what I was saying is, I feel that it is very, very important that we start spending our money wisely. And I know that that looks different for some people, and I know that not everybody's able to spend in the same way. I totally get that, and I'm not trying to make anybody feel bad one way or another. However, they're putting really bad for you things in food, and I think a lot of us at this point already know that. But I'm gonna tell you from a personal point, I'm on this carnivore diet because I've had a lot of issues, and I've been to doctors and they're like, oh, you're fine, you're healthy, but I didn't feel healthy. And so I knew I needed a drastic change. And so I decided to put myself on this strict carnivore diet, because from what I've researched and what I've heard from other people, it really resets your system. And the building blocks of what your body really needs are basically in this diet. We can supplement with some potassium and magnesium, but mostly you don't need anything other than this. And I really wanted a system reset. I really wanted to see if it would help. And within 48 hours of eliminating carbs, sugars, artificial stuff. I mean, I didn't drink pop or soda wherever you're from. I know we all say it different, but from Western Pennsylvania, we say pop. I didn't drink any of that to begin with. I mean, my diet's basically, coffee, water, wine in the evening. And I thought I had a pretty clean diet, but it turns out I didn't. And I now feel fantastic. I feel like I'm in my 20s instead of 40. I don't have the pain that I've had, and I'm absolutely just in disbelief over it. So what that tells me is that it is the food that I was eating that was poisoning my body. And it wasn't poisoning in a way that the doctors could point out, but it was poisoning in a way that I could feel it, and I was miserable, and it creates brain fog and everything else. So basically what I'm getting at is, I think that everybody should try as hard as they can to buy local food. Buy from farmers markets. Go to that farm stand and purchase some food. Go find a farmer that's selling half a side of beef or a pig or lamb or chickens. Yes, you might spend a little bit more, but every little bit that you can do helps. And by you supporting that local farmer, you are helping somebody feed their family, first of all. When you spend money with me, that money goes back to feeding our family. That money goes back to this farm. You're helping somebody. You're not paying a giant corporation to go on a jet plane somewhere. You're actually helping somebody in your community, and it means more to them than you know. So your food might be a little bit more expensive, but you have to understand too that the money that you pay with them, they're not buying thousands of pounds of bulk food at one time for their farm, hundreds of thousands rather. They're not getting huge corporate discounts. They're not getting all the special write-offs that these giant food corporations are getting. So they have to pay more for their upfront cost, and that's why you ultimately are paying a little bit more when you go to the local farmer. Plus, you're paying for their labor. And you're paying for their rainy day fund because they don't have insurance probably. 9 times out of 10 full-time farmers are just gonna have to pay out of pocket. So that's, ultimately there's a lot more stuff that goes into it than that too, but your small farmer, really, they need you and you really need them more than you think you do. So the long short of this, getting back to the cancel culture bit, is, let's try to cancel these big companies that are doing nothing but poisoning you. Go eat healthy food from your local farmer, from local gardeners. Find beautiful recipes that use whole foods, and I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna feel so much better. I promise you that. And yeah, show these big companies that we don't like the stuff that they're putting in our food. And I know this was a little bit of a rant, a little bit of a soapbox moment, and I know I haven't made a video in a while, and so this is kind of hodgepodge, but it's just my own personal opinion, so you can do with it what you want. But me being a small farmer, I do really care about what our community eats, and I want to put out the best product, and I can guarantee you those big companies don't care. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I promise I'll make more videos soon. If you did like this video, like, subscribe, share, and we will see you guys in the next video. Bye!